Oh, we're going live with or without him, so.
Do it, do it, do it. I don't know.
All right.
I picked up my phone. What was I gonna do? God, it's taking forever. What the heck?
All right. We're kind of down two people, it seems, right now.
I would appear that way.
Uh, Wonder where he is. He said he was going to make it to this one. All right. So, how you doing? But anyway.
I'm well. How are
Uh,
you?
I'm
How
doing
was
all
your day?
right. Hey there, everyone, and welcome to Nerd Nation, where we scour the internet for the latest gaming, tech, entertainment, and science news so you don't have to, while also offering occasional reviews. I'm Hanyu, and apparently only joining me right now is Ash. Say hello, Ash.
Hi. I almost said say hello, Ash, but I was like, don't be a smartass. You just started this podcast.
Uh,
So how's everyone? Hope everyone's well. Nice to see you again. If you're new, well, welcome. So I'm Ashley Archaic, and I have a gaming channel, youtube.com/Ashley Archaic. Lots of Let's Plays. Soon to come, walkthroughs, achievement stuff, all that fun stuff. Um, yeah, what do you do, honey?
I did nothing again this week,
I almost didn't do anything, but like last minute I did upload and I was like, oh, I need to, but it's hard. Well,
but
maybe you were just lazy,
that
but
aside, I do gaming videos as well, ranging from the AAA to the indie. Um, I might put out some Mortal Kombat X videos, though Warner Brothers games tend to be a little picky with with what you can put up on YouTube. Specifically when it comes to their music. They don't like their game music on YouTube apparently.
well, stub over it.
That being said, I bearded one, the one who's supposed to be here but isn't here right now, is usually teams up with me on my channel, usually playing Grand Theft Auto in our GTA Online Presents playlist. Um, but we do other stuff. We might be doing some Mortal Kombat content together, and that's content with a K.
Of course.
Um,
Mortal Kombat content.
but other than that, I do a bit of everything. So
Jack of all trades.
I try.
Where did that come from, Jack of all trades? Why couldn't it be like Tom of all trades? I feel like two T's sound better.
I have no idea.
You're supposed to know everything, honey. What are you doing? Yeah, but I guess let's get started. Maybe he'll join like halfway through. Maybe he'll wake up from his nap.
uh, yeah, probably. Because I have no idea where he went. Because he was there, but he wasn't on Skype. But he was awake and alive. But
And alive. Were you texting him or?
I saw him get on Facebook because I saw that my Facebook message got delivered like 15 minutes before the podcast started. So
Oh, well, I don't know. I'll have to wait and
so
see.
he's around here somewhere.
Anyway, let's start.
Let's get
Uh,
into the gaming news, shall we?
Breaking news.
Well,
Activision announces Guitar Hero Live with 2015 release date. I'm excited. Who else
I'm
is
excited for that.
excited?
That's gonna be fun.
What up, Guitar Hero Live? It's awesome. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see.
So keep an eye out for that near the holidays, most likely.
It's I think they said fall.
So yeah, near the holidays.
I think actually
Probably gonna be
fall,
October or November if I had to bet.
I would say November. But yeah, it said autumn, and for a second, like who the fuck calls autumn autumn anymore? Like I just hear fall. So I was like, autumn? But
What is
yeah.
this autumn? And you're out of your zone. Hold on
No,
for a
you
second.
give it to me. Put me back. Don't like it.
I'm just gonna keep adding him to the call.
Do what you gotta do. But yeah, so Guitar Hero Live, they changed it up. You're facing the crowd and it looks like it's live. And you see your band like it's real life, like you are a Guitar Hero IRL.
That's pretty cool. I
It
like
is
that.
so cool. Love it.
Now, one of the newest features that I'm in love with is the new guitar.
Oh yeah. That's pretty sweet.
The guitar, for those of you who don't know, they're ditching the whole color coded thing that they had from green to orange. Instead, it's going to be three. Well, you're going to use three fingers, but it's technically 9 buttons, I believe, because there's an up, down, and a middle for each of the three fingers on the fret.
Yeah.
So I think the middle's for chords, but then you have the up and down for each of the three fingers as well. It's going to be interesting. I'm wondering how well it's going to people are going to be able to adapt to the
Yeah, for sure. I thought
new
about that
control.
too, but I mean, I don't know. I guess it's a bit more realistic. It's definitely more realistic than just like three. Well, no, it wasn't three. It was six buttons.
5 buttons,
Five.
I believe. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was green, yellow, red, blue, and orange.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Good job. That's super cool. Can't wait. So, preserving video games. Another thing the DMCA is screwing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn DMCA. So, I feel like you're not even paying attention to me. Rude.
It's Facebook. Just blew up a
See,
little bit.
I can tell. It's like girls have like these senses. You're not paying attention to me. I know. No. Anyway, so DMCA screwing up games. So I guess does that have to do with copyright or something like
Yeah, the
that?
Digital Millennium Copyright Act.
Okay, yeah. So if a game, their servers are, I'm trying to remember, um, they can't keep their servers going. Um, which is bad because we can't like play old games. It's bad for like museums. I mean, video games, it's not just like games anymore. It's a whole cultural thing. It's like a part of entertainment. I feel like it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know what you'd call it, this technological age we're living in right now. Like they're really big and they're not just games anymore.
It's part of it's its own culture, like you said.
Yeah, so I think that people really need to start getting on board with this and like, I don't know, accept us gamers as serious peoples.
But among that, it's woeful. The digital DMCA is the most fundamental piece of U.S. legislation underpinning digital rights. It's also woefully broken, with its wide-reaching language being used to strong-arm researchers and make tinkering with your own smartphone illegal.
Yeah.
The latest trick is screwing over anyone who wants to preserve video games. As the EFF explains on Deep Link's blog, the DMCA's anti-circumvention provisions create legal difficulties for anyone who modifies games to keep them working after the servers they need are shut down.
Yarp. It's sad.
And you're out of your corner again.
Stop.
I just gotta fix this until he gets back.
How about you just stop? I don't know. Just stop. I'm sure if he's gonna join, or he'll text you. Because I don't appreciate being out of my corner. I feel safe there. Anyway, moving on. If you're ready to move on, because what's next for Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm developer? Not gonna lie, don't really know anything about Naruto. Only because, like, okay, I've watched like a few of the episodes, I've seen the game, whatnot, but yeah, not really. Not
It's gonna
really.
be a bit weird on how I have to do this. I might have to cut my camera and put it directly into the thing. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be in the corner of your corner.
All right, well, I'll wait. Well, I'll wait. I guess this week it's not AP fucks up. It's Hanyu just can't get it right.
No, it's Beardy was supposed to be here but never showed up.
Oh, so blame everything on Beardy. Because Hanyu's never wrong. I really hope AP's not watching
Nah.
BTs or watches this in the future because you guys can watch this on our YouTube if you didn't know. Your nation, N2, whatever. It's gonna see this, be like, Hanyu, you bring disgrace to a family.
We demand you do seppuku.
Well, I don't make the rules. But what must be done must be done.
Great. Hurry up.
Any day now.
OBS is being slow.
Cool.
And now I'm out of my corner.
Oh my god, everyone's out of their corner. All these technical difficulties. This is terrible.
And now I'm back in my corner. Alright.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Can we continue?
Alright. Continue.
This is all you, buddy. I
Where
told you
are we?
I don't know shenanigans about Naruto.
Well, it's not really about Naruto, it's about the developer, because this is the last Naruto Ultimate Ninja game, so what's the developer going to do? The developer being CyberConnect 2, which I believe originally made the Dot Hack games on the PlayStation 2.
I swear.
If I'm correct about their them. I know it is CyberConnect. I'm not sure if it's CyberConnect 2 though. That did the dot hack games.
All right. Well, did he give any sort of statement, comment? No,
Do do
maybe.
do 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 do.
What is going on?
It's not a good day apparently.
Did you fuck up again? Oh my god.
No, it's this time it's my internet's fault.
I can't.
This is why we shouldn't do it when there's just two of us.
I can't even right now.
Uh,
Should I text Chris and just like go off on him?
yeah, I just need to ban a couple people in chat.
Do you, boo boo?
Ban. I'm not sure if you even want to read that. That's pretty bad stuff.
Oh, I already did. Like, honestly, I almost wanted to talk about it that one week that we brought up the whole like girl gamer stuff. Remember
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago? But I was like, you know what, fuck it, because it's just gonna keep happening. It's just a thing, and you either suck it up or don't. You know, because like unfortunately, being like a girl gamer or anything in this male dominant industry or community, you're just gonna get it everywhere. So I'm just kind of like, fuck them. It's just a lot of like, yo, look
They're
at
pretty
me.
vague actually in their statement. If the CyberConnect team were to do any other franchise or something, then they were going to focus and concentrate on that work for long term, so they're not just going to create one game and be done. We want to concentrate and make the game as long as possible, as many as possible, to make more of a masterpiece, just like the Naruto series.
All right.
So in other words, they don't know what they're gonna do.
Well, that's fine. I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Eventually.
But I guess that's sad for all the Naruto people. Does it have anything to do with like them stopping the actual show and whatnot? Because like that's stopping too, right?
Yeah, the show's coming to an end here soon, or I believe might have already ended in Japan. I'm not sure. AP would know more about that. I haven't watched Naruto in a while. I have some catching up to do.
It may have, because I think we're just really behind, right? Because I think ours, last I heard, I think is supposed to end later this year.
I think yeah, the Naruto the Last, which is the last movie, which is going to be wrapping it up, I believe, is coming out later this year.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so GameStop is going to be offering classic consoles and games. So finally, GameStop. I feel like it should have been doing this a long time ago.
Yeah, but something tells me it's not. It's probably going to be like an online only thing, right?
Well, that would make sense only because I know it's just not something that's available, like, I don't know, widely.
And the
So,
fact that those stores are already crowded enough as it is, you know.
yeah. So I'm totally, well, I think it depends because if you do an online only thing, um, you can do that with a lot of other places and stores too.
Oh,
So,
there's a catch apparently. The
what is,
company will launch a pilot sales and trade-in program for retro consoles and games and accessories in two of its markets beginning April 25th. Stores in its New York City and Birmingham markets, which comprise around 250 store locations, will play host to the program.
oh, so it's only,
Now, I'm sure that if it does go well, it will expand, right?
yeah, so it could be a thing. They're just testing it out, I guess. Oh my God.
Yeah, if the program proves successful, GameStop hopes to roll it out nationally later this year.
Okay.
Systems and accessories that you will be able to trade in and purchase include the NES, Super NES, Sega Genesis, PlayStation, N64, Sega, and the Sega Dreamcast. This will include the number of games GameStop offers for sale or to purchase by about 5,000. So that's a big increase.
Yeah. All right. Good on them. Finally seeing the demand in the retro games.
Yeah.
Um, Speaking of older games, older stuff, older Guitar Hero Rock Band instruments will be compatible with Rock Band 4. So we talked about this. You know your
Like
videos, right?
what?
Your videos out?
My videos in the on the thing. It's not in the Skype.
Oh, you replaced it because I was
Yeah.
just like, it's like something's missing. um,
But yeah, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, like after Rock Band 4 got announced, will we be able to use our old stuff? Well, turns out we can.
yeah, that's good because I know we all have a lot of that old stuff. So,
I don't
why-
anymore.
well,
I haven't had mine for a while because
I
I
have
stopped
like
playing.
one guitar only because it's really cool looking. So I had it mounted on my wall forever. So
Is it like the Flying V or something like that?
no, it's like this. It looks like an electric acoustic. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like the wood finish. But
That's cool.
yeah, so it's pretty cool.
But yeah, I haven't played since like Guitar Hero 3-ish. So it's been a while for me. Chris kept playing for a while after, but he eventually stopped too.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be fun having it getting that stuff back again though.
Oh, so much fun. I can't wait. But
All
moving
right.
on to tech news.
Yes, tech news. Let's see. This is actually really interesting and a little silly. Mini's new concept, and Mini as in Mini Cooper. Mini's new concept is a pair of augmented reality X-ray goggles. Basically, I believe it says it lets you see through your car, so you have like a full 360-degree view around your car.
Exactly.
Basically, no blind spots. That's pretty cool.
It is really cool. So I think cool for performance, style, and aesthetic, not so much.
Definitely for safety, though. But
Yeah,
let's be honest, it doesn't look that bad. We have seen worse VR shit before.
oh,
Seriously.
totally. I mean, I would probably wear this one more than any other ones, but I mean, it could be better. I feel like people are trying to be too futuristic with it. Like, why can't
They look
this?
better than Sony's Morpheus, and definitely their smart glasses. Sony smart glasses, no.
Yeah,
And they look better than Google Glass. So,
that's for sure.
but at this point, anything looks better than Google Glass. So,
I agree.
yeah, nothing makes you look weirder than walking down the street with an ice cube in front of your eye.
That and everyone knows what it is, so it's like, oh, you're just an asshole walking around with your Google Glass. Like, come on. But yeah.
It's gonna be the same with whatever, because people are gonna realize, oh, hey, that's a VR thing, or that's an augmented
Well,
AR thing, you know?
so if it's something like this where it's meant for the car and you can use it outside of the car for like GPS or to see the blind spots,
Yeah,
I feel like it's like, hey, how can you be an asshole for like wanting safety or something or not want to run something over?
true.
But, I think it's a bit better.
All
What's it?
right.
Smartphones could fill the gaps in an earthquake early warning network.
See, now
Uh,
you were excited for that one.
I was so excited when I first saw this. I was like, "Oh my God, please let this happen now, please," because I am really afraid of earthquakes, and I actually get massive anxiety whenever one happens. So even if it's like a little 4-pointer, and I just feel it, like my heart starts racing. I'm like, "Oh no, this is it."
I've slept through earthquakes when I've lived in California.
They're the worst because you don't like. There's nothing you can do. Like if it's bad, and you're just
Well, when you think about it like that, there's nothing I can do. It's like, okay, I am out of control of this, so I'm just
But
not
I
going to.
hate that. I
Yeah,
hate that thought. I hate it, hate it, hate it, and I don't like it. So I was excited about this story, and I need this to happen right now. So the problem with these early warning things with earthquakes is like they can just happen, obviously, at any time,
yeah.
and it's really hard to pinpoint where it would happen. I mean, it could be anywhere on the fault line. So with smartphones, they have a really accurate GPS. So if
And gyro sensors and stuff like that. And,
yeah, so if well, almost everyone has a smartphone, then just
yeah.
combine everyone's data.
I can just imagine now a big flash mob getting together and shaking their phones to set up a
No,
false
don't
thing.
do it with me. I thought about that too. It's like, could you just set it off? Like, I mean, probably good, but not cool. Not cool.
And then the news would be reporting that there's an earthquake coming, and everybody in the flash mob would just laugh.
Mm-mm. See, if I had all the money, I would buy a house and totally build a bunker and just,
Yeah, so would I. Probably in the Rockies, though.
yeah, could see that one day.
Yes, one day.
But moving on, Amazon can finally test its delivery drones in the United States.
Yes, yes, it can. It recently got a message from the FAA, which this letter is to inform you that we've granted your request for exemption. The exemption would allow the petitioner to operate an unmanned aerial system, UAS, to conduct outdoor research and development testing for prime air.
All right, way to go.
And we reported a week or a couple weeks ago that Amazon had been testing its delivery drones at a top secret location in Canada, just 2,000 feet from the U.S. border.
Yeah,
So now that they've gotten the go ahead, they can start doing testing here.
good on them.
And hopefully we get it up and running fairly soon, because that'd be pretty cool.
That would be really cool. I want delivery drone everything.
I want my drone pizza, damn it.
That'd be really cool.
Oh, remember the Domino driver from the April Fools?
Oh, yeah. That was good.
It's a Domino's pizza delivery vehicle that just drives to your house and drops off the pizzas.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is, remember when we were talking about binaural audio?
I do.
Well, apparently Oculus Rift has taken that to heart and is going to be using binaural sound to entice holiday makers.
Of course they are. See, oh
It only makes sense that they use something. If you're going for the full 3D VR effect, you got to make it seem like you're in the space, and audio, let's face it, is a part of that.
yeah, exactly. So you'd have to. I feel like there should be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's just the way to go.
So apparently,
Or
Horn.
honk.
During April, selected bars in London and Manchester will offer a 5-minute taster of sights and sound of an action-packed vacation, including cage diving with sharks and abseiling down Cape Town's Table Mountain. Visitors to the VR pods will be able to sample South African street food, music, and wine as well. So
Hmm.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
And it's to entice people, get people interested to going to these locations. Which honestly, if you're able to get like a brief taste of what it would be to go there, it would probably make you want to go there even more. If you ask me, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I can see Oculus as being in travel agents now that I've seen this advertisement, seen this story.
Yeah, definitely. Because that's like I always have a hard time answering if people were like, "Oh, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?" I'm like, I don't know because I've never been to these places, so I don't like.
Exactly. So like, say you go to a travel agent and they're like asking you where you want to go, or like, can I get a sample of that or a sample of that?
Yeah,
Like, I want it'd be really cool because then you could actually see, hear, smell, the smell. If just, I mean, you couldn't feel, but you could actually. It'd be like you were actually there, looking around,
yeah,
and you'd be like, "This is pretty cool. I think I'd actually like to visit this place and really try the stuff there."
yeah. Really cool. I'm on board. I do it.
Next up is a little bit of an interesting one. The European Commission has opened an antitrust investigation into Google.
Dun dun dun. The commission has confirmed that the investigation will focus on three specific areas, all relating to the bundling of apps like Maps, Chrome, and YouTube on Android. Those are really big.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see. It explains whether Google has illegally hindered the development and market access of rival mobile applications or services by requiring or incentivizing smartphone and tablet manufacturers to exclusively pre-install Google's own applications or services. Whether Google has prevented smartphone and tablet manufacturers who wish to install Google's application and services on some of their Android devices from developing and marketing modified and potentially competing versions of Android on other devices, thereby illegally hindering the development and market access of rival mobile operating systems and mobile applications or services. It's a lot of like jargon jumble.
But it's interesting though. I'm wondering how they'll find it.
Yeah. It's something that like I've actually thought about before, but not necessarily in these terms. Just sort of like I
Yeah.
don't. But I mean, I guess it's an issue. So. Hmm.
Let's see. Does it say what'll happen if? Yeah, if Google is found guilty, it could be fined up to 10% of its annual revenue.
Ooh.
That's a lot.
Oh yeah.
That's a big chunk of change right there.
Yeah.
Equally, if that were to happen, it's plausible that the search giant could attempt to strike some kind of settlement deal with the EU in which it resolves to change its policies.
Yeah. Well,
So that could be a big hit for Google.
yeah. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. Some serious stuff going on.
Oh yeah. And moving on to entertainment news, still minus a beardy.
And yeah, mine is a beardy. WTF. Hashtag sleepy beardy.
Oh, it says he's active now on Facebook, but I don't know.
Well, he's not active on here.
I
So.
sent him a message, get your butt online. Alright. Let's lead off with Marvel editor leaves to start a rival company. So, Mike Martz, an editor at Marvel Comics, is leaving the comics giant to be the editor-in-chief of his newly founded company. Known for his work on Guardians of the Galaxy, X-Men, and DC's Batman, Martz is joining with former Marvel writer Joe Pruitt to form Aftershock Comics. Just to throw this out there, he did reportedly leave Marvel on good terms. So
Good.
this isn't he got fired, so he's going to go get revenge on Marvel by making his own company. No, that didn't happen.
Good.
Deadline reports Matt Martz and Pruitt are I know I'm saying his name wrong. Are joined by co-CEOs Michael Richter and John Kramer of Facebook and Reality Television, respectively. Head story analysts for Endeavor Lee Kramer will serve as Aftershocks president, and I'm not even going to try. Okay, maybe I will. Jawad?
Sure.
Sorry.
Sorry for
For SVP Investor Relations will also be part of the executive team.
the. All right.
After years of honing my skills at the two best publishers in the business, I'm breaking to build a fun, safe, creative, and more competitive new home. Reportedly left on good terms just before the publisher is set to end the Marvel Universe as part of their big summer event, Secret Wars. So,
Good stuff.
and the next one, Wonder Woman's former director McLaren reportedly wanted a tiger sidekick.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, no.
You want to give her a tiger? I don't think so.
Yeah, so apparently the reason why this story came out was because he left development of Wonder Woman for creative differences,
Mm.
and I can see why. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. I'm glad you left. I'm glad there was creative differences. I'm glad that DC didn't say, yeah, go ahead, give her a tiger sidekick. I'm glad they decided to say, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. That's not canon. We kind of want this to be at least mostly canon, but
Yeah.
as canon as a universe that has multiple universes can be. Moving on, this week was a rather big week for Star Wars news due to the Star Wars celebration that took place.
Yes.
And we've got a lot of news, which includes promo art, which I will share in the chat for people who are watching chat, of the new how the stormtroopers will look in episode 7, and the new villain, Kylo Ren. Kylo Kylo Kylo.
However it suits you. Here's revealed in the promo art.
Star Wars Celebration, why Star Wars 7 uses practical effects. Because it's good. Because practical effects are what made the original movies so good.
Yeah, don't go overboard. It's not necessary.
Because let's face most of the prequels. Actually, I think all the prequels were shot on digital and had a lot of CG effects. This seems to be going back to the way the original trilogy was. It's shot on film, which was a major thing that a lot of people were happy about. And it uses mostly, if not all, practical effects.
Yeah.
Which is actual physical props. which is a really cool thing, because how do you know what to act to if you're not acting to something?
I mean, you've got to have a really good imagination, I guess. I always wondered that too. They do it.
They do it, but a lot of them aren't happy about it. Actually, there's a story about that, about Ian McKellen. He plays Gandalf in The Lord of the Rings, and he also and the Hobbit movies, while also playing Magneto. And he apparently had a breakdown on the set of the last Hobbit movie, where he's like, "This isn't why I got into acting. This is terrible. He actually broke down crying because his art has basically been reduced to acting to yourself.
Wow. I did not know that. That's crazy.
The thing he got into was acting,
Yeah.
conversing with other people and acting to different things that are going on, not just standing in front of a green screen talking to yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I could see how that is annoying and
and
obnoxious.
and it would be especially devastating to someone like him who is a trained Shakespearean actor who's done plays and movies for years and years, only
Yeah.
for it to become what it is now.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that. Wow. Never thought about it. That's true.
But back to the story. The thing that struck me that wouldn't get out of my head is just how real you knew and felt Star Wars was when you first saw A New Hope. You couldn't deny it, Abrams said. It's Star Wars. There will be an endless number of effects. We need a standard. You want it to be legitimate and authentic. Building as much as you could was a mandate. It's an amazing thing to be able to watch the movie and see that it is and not what it is, and not have to use your imagination.
Cool. I'm glad they did that.
Yeah. Star Wars Celebration. The first planet from Star Wars 7 has a name, and it's not Tatooine. A lot of people thought it was from the first trailer. You know, it's a desert planet and
Yeah,
everything like
exactly.
that. And it turns out the planet's name is Jakku.
Jakku. Okay.
Jakku. The shooting location for the planet was Abu Dhabi. That was pretty cool. Very deserty, and the new trailer is beautiful. I love the Star Destroyer, like halfway sunken into the sand and stuff like that.
Very cool.
And you know the little droid from the original teaser, right? That's the ball with an
Yeah.
R2D2 head on it. That's a real prop.
Uh, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's a real prop, just like R2D2 and C3PO.
Really, really cool. I
Now,
want one.
I haven't heard anything about C3PO being in the new movies. We know R2D2 is, but I haven't heard anything or seen anything about C3PO.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
I mean, we see R2D2 in the teaser. We see him again in the new trailer that just got released. But we haven't seen C3PO. I haven't even heard him actually, now that I think about it, cuz he usually narrates, doesn't he?
He has, yeah.
But so that's going to be interesting. I'm wondering if C3PO is going to be in the new movies.
I don't know.
And also, J.J. Abrams released an update on Harrison Ford, who was in an accident a couple weeks ago, saying that he's doing fine. And he says, I was texting with him yesterday and I was going to go over to see him, but he didn't have time for me.
Or
He sends his best and he's doing great and working hard. I've never had more respect for a guy than to see how he landed that plane. He's more of a hero with that move than he is in any of the movies he's been in. Because honestly, when you look at it, where he landed in in the only place that was not populated, because the golf course is surrounded by homes. And
uh-huh.
if he had gone down on one of those homes, he could have killed or maimed and destroyed one or multiple people's homes. But instead, he was able to guide that plane to that strip of golf course and land it fairly well
Yeah.
with minimum injury. So that's that. He is an action hero.
That's true.
He is a man's man. He is a real life action hero.
Yep.
He knows what he's doing.
Well, thank goodness.
Moving on. Star Wars Battlefront footage was seen at the end of the Force Awakens trailer. A little bit of a teaser.
Mm-hmm. That was pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. That's gonna be really fun.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are.
Oh yeah. The next is a picture, and it's like, wow, the difference is insane. Han Solo and Chewbacca, then and now.
Throw that up in chat.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a sight to see. I actually saw a movie poster today for one of the original for New Hope that showed Han Solo, and it's like, oh my god. And this is him then, and I know what he looks like now. It's like it's such stark differences. It's really cool to see how much they've changed, and yet how much they've also stayed the same.
Yeah.
Because aside from a couple wrinkles and gray hair, he looks pretty much the same. He hasn't changed that much since the 80s.
I want to know his secret.
A good plastic surgeon, probably.
Yeah.
Oh. And welcome to the chat, Shadow Kitty.
Shadow says, so getting Battlefront.
Oh yeah.
Totes.
Here's an interesting thing. Princess Leia is ditching the iconic hair buns for New Hope. I mean, hey, she can't keep them forever, right?
Yeah, well, when I first saw this, it was kind of like, oh no, shock factor, no. But then, like, when you think about it, it's something that's, like, new and kind of like, well...
And also, she's grown up, too. I mean, she's gonna be just as old as Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford now.
Yeah.
Getting up there, but...
Not the same entirely. We're evolving. Hopefully.
Their characters are older, and as such, they've grown up as well.
Yes.
The Force Awakens new teaser trailer, which I'll admit I teared up.
Aww.
Nerd bliss type stuff. I mean, the whole thing just was like, oh my god, this looks amazing. Please don't let it suck.
Yep.
I'll admit, yeah, I teared up a little bit watching that because it just looks absolutely incredible. But at the same time, I hope it's not one of those trailers where like this is all the good stuff in the movie.
Yep. Exactly. Fingers crossed.
But I have faith in Abrams. Keep in mind that this guy's done a lot of really good work over the years, so I have faith that he'll do us all proud.
Yeah, hopefully.
Then up next is the Empire and Rebels new names. So apparently they aren't the Empire and the Rebels anymore.
Oh, you don't say.
Well, chances are after the whole fall of the Emperor thing, the Empire as we know it kind of fell apart. So now they're called the First Order and the Resistance.
Okay.
We don't really know much about it. All we know is because that's what they were called at the Star Wars Celebration. You had the First Order Snow Trooper, and you had the Resistance X-Wing Fighter.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting.
Technically, the Rebels are the Alliance to restore the Republic, and the Empire also has several different names, including First Galactic Empire, New Order, Palpatine's New Order, the Old Empire, the First Galactic Empire, and the Imperium. So The Force Awakens is set after the events of Return of the Jedi, in which the Empire was defeated and victory celebrated by Ewoks across Endor. It makes sense that the Rebel Alliance and the Empire would need new names. But it remains to be seen exactly how the new names fit into the story of the new movie and into Star Wars universe as a whole.
Okay.
Now, we did cover a couple weeks ago that there were going to be 7 books spanning the Return of the Jedi all the way to The Force Awakens that will be released this year.
Yes.
So those books might actually explain this too, so.
Yeah, that's true.
And also, you have Marvel doing a comic book series, Star Wars comic book series too, and it might get explained in there as well. Because Disney owns everything now. Marvel, uh, LucasArts, Maker
They are
Studios.
ruler.
But anyway, moving on to
Oh,
casting news. We have Furious Seven's James Wan reportedly the front runner to direct Aquaman. It's interesting. And let's admit, Aquaman actually looks a bit of a looks like a bit of a badass.
Yeah, he does. I'm excited about that. Super stoked.
Brent Spinner is back for the Independence Day sequel. So there's that. And Eddie Redmayne may star in Harry Potter spinoff.
I could
Again,
see.
more Magical Beasts and Where to Find Them, or whatever it's called, right?
Yeah, he'd be a good fit.
I don't really know him. What has he done?
He was in that movie. It just came out. God damn. I can see it in my head. It was about what's his name? The Theory of Everything?
Ah, yeah, that's right.
There we go.
It says that he was, yeah, okay.
And he was also Les Mis, that like musical movie.
Les
That
Miserables.
Yeah, that was like a couple years ago though. But it
That
was
had Hugh
really
Jackman
good.
in it as well, I believe.
Yeah, it did. He was really, really good in that, so I think he'd do really well. I like him.
The next one, I'm not really sure how I feel about because it's a Power Rangers movie. Yeah, there's been multiple Power Rangers movies, but it's a Power Ranger movie reboot.
Exactly. So,
That's where things start getting a little.
mhm.
Because when you start rebooting a franchise that's been around since the 90s and has been around for multiple generations now, that's when you start treading thin ice. You
Mhm.
gotta be very careful with how you treat something like this. Though speaking of it, it has recently found its director. And Dean Israelite, no, I'm probably not saying that right, is reportedly in talks to direct the reboot movie.
Well, good luck.
Though thankfully, it says he's a huge fan of the franchise and aims to bring a fresh voice to the property. Though the fresh voice to the property thing kind of makes me scared.
Yeah, anything new is always scary.
Uh,
But yeah, we'll see. Brad in the chat is asking if we're hyped about Killing Floor 2. We talked about it last week, actually, and
yeah,
it does look pretty legit.
it does look good. I actually recently got to see one of the YouTubers I watch play some of the alpha, and it looks fun. It's basically
Yeah,
zombies mixed with Left 4 Dead, mixed with Horde mode.
yeah. So,
Well, that is zombies mixed with left Call of Duty zombies mixed with Left 4 Dead, because you have the special zombies, which is a la Left 4 Dead, and then you have the wave-based combat a la Call of Duty zombies.
yeah, looks really cool.
Definitely looks fun. I might play it.
I'd play it.
Um, moving on to right before we move on, Lionsgate and Saban's official movie synopsis for the Power Rangers reboot movie. From
Oh.
a story by executive producer Roberto Orci, who did Transformers, Star Trek, and Amazing Spider-Man 2, and screenwriters Zach Stentz and Ashley Miller from X-Men First Class and Thor, comes a modern reinvention, that scares me, of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, a group of ordinary high school kids who find themselves infused with extraterrestrial powers and must harness those powers as a team to save the world.
Yeah, I don't know. Good luck with that, guys.
I'll watch it just to see if they fucked it up or not.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like it's worth checking out, but just I don't know.
I got about like a half hour. I don't even think I got a half hour into the Avatar, the first Avatar Airbender movie before I might and just
Oh
turn
yeah.
it off.
I think a lot of people were like that actually, so.
That was terrible. And I would have loved to see a good movie come out of that too, because I love this series, and honestly, no, it was terrible.
Yeah, a lot of people
Um,
same boat about
so just be careful, Saban. I want to
it.
see this be good.
We all do.
Speaking of Ian McKellen, he's apparently going to be voicing Cogsworth in the live-action Beauty and the Beast movie.
I want this to be so good so badly. It's my favorite Disney princess movie. Ugh.
Probably one of the better ones that came out of the 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it was released in the early 90s, right? Like 91 or something like that.
Yeah, it was definitely 90s, if not even before. No, it was probably 90s, early 90s.
So, this next one, I'm not really sure how I feel about this either. Olivia Munn has been cast as Psylocke in X-Men Apocalypse. For those of you who don't know or don't remember, Olivia Munn co-hosted Attack of the Show on G4 when G4 was still G4. And she don't get me wrong, she's a good host. Not that good of an actress. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, well, okay, a lot of people aren't really on board with this whole thing either, so it's not just you. I don't even know about it. I'm a skeptic. I mean, I feel like it's just too big of a role that, like, maybe she just can't quite fill those shoes just yet. So, I don't know. I don't really think it was the best idea.
I mean, again, don't get me wrong. Great person, great host, because she hosted the Attack of the Show for years. Um, but not the best actress. I've seen her. I've seen her acting. I've seen her in a couple movies, and it's like, it could have been better.
Yeah. Well, maybe giving her the benefit of the doubt, maybe she's grown. Maybe she is better now. I don't know.
Hey,
But
Sonic, welcome back.
hi, Sonic. How goes it? If you guys are just tuning in, we're on entertainment casting news. So right now we're going over and talking about what's her name? Olivia Munn.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys think about Olivia Munn? Is she ready for X-Men Apocalypse?
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm not going to say say that she sucked right out of the gate, but I'll watch it and I'll see if her acting has gotten better or not. But
You never know. You never know.
true.
But anyway, um, is that the same article underneath that?
Wonder Woman loses its director,
Yeah.
which we mentioned already. So we'll. Guardians of the Galaxy screenwriter is in talks for Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is a very underutilized character, if you ask me. I mean, she's left out of all the animations, really, and she's left out of a lot of. I mean, when was the last time she was seen in a movie or really anything, for that matter?
Yeah.
The odd thing is she's a really good character, so it's weird that they haven't utilized her previously.
I don't think because you were saying like it's just not like a big character, so it's more like a crowd pleaser thing.
She's a really good character, though. So I mean, she could be one of those front running characters, but they haven't used her in any of the Marvel animations, and they haven't used, well, not really used her in She did have her own series, but that was a while ago,
Yeah.
and it's like she could be one of those top tier characters if they gave her the time, if they gave her the screen time and the oomph, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So, well,
So I'm actually excited to see that they're going to be having a movie for her.
Sonic was saying, can't be any worse than Ben Affleck as Batman, going back to Olivia Munn. And to be honest, when we were actually discussing this, I was thinking the same thing, like, oh, just like Ben Affleck. I mean, I'm really not on board with that, and it really disappoints me, to say the least. But again, hopefully, you never know. Like I think what was it, the trailer that just came out when I saw that and I saw the bat suit, I kind of rolled my eyes. I was like, "Oh, oh."
The I mean, the batsuit looks good.
No, it does, but it reminded me that he is Batman, so I was just
Well, we haven't seen him as Batman. He might actually be really good.
well, that's what I'm saying. You never know, but I'm not on board with it, is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not. Hopefully, he proves a lot of people wrong, but I'm not
I
on
don't
board.
get why so many people think in the first place that he'd be a horrible Batman, but
He's just not Batman. Like I'm not saying he's a bad actor or he's a bad anything. He's obviously very talented and he's done a lot of great things, but I just don't feel like he's Batman. It's again one of those things where you don't fit.
well, yeah, but we know he's a good actor, though. The thing with Olivia Munn is it's Olivia Munn, and from past experience, I've seen that
Oh,
she's not the best actor when
uh,
it comes to acting.
yeah, no,
Sorry, Olivia. Really, I am. You're a great person and everything, but acting is not your strong suit.
oh man.
Moving on to Bill Paxton will reportedly play Jack Thompson in GTA movie.
This made me laugh.
Yeah, that's what it made me do. Face
Oh,
palm.
I didn't quite hear it. Do it again. Did you like actually do it or just clap your hands?
I actually did it.
Ah, I'm gonna have to rewatch this just for that.
Uh, it's like Picard face palm.
Yeah.
It's like it's. I remember Jack Thompson. I remember the whole thing that was going on with Jack Thompson. I followed that thing from beginning to end, mainly because they talked about it frequently on X Play, which I
Yeah.
watched a lot, and mainly because the main opponent to Jack Thompson was Adam Sessler, the host of the main host of X Play and Extended Play, and it's yeah.
Anyway.
All right, moving on to the last bit. No, just almost the last bit. X-Men and Kick-Ass director Matthew Vaughn reportedly boards Flash Gordon movie. Flash! Ah!
I sing that like at least once a week. Not gonna lie.
This is another movie, though, that a lot of people will be watching closely because it's another one of those movies where you better not screw up.
Yep.
Because this is another one of those multi-generational movies. This one's a multi-generational movies because this was back from the 60s, I believe, right?
Something like that. It does go back.
It goes back a ways, I know that.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm gonna have to keep an eye on. I've seen the original Flash Gordon movie,
Legit.
and it's still halfway decent. I mean, it's all about the practical effects.
Yeah, back to the effects, practical effects people.
When you have something that you can be afraid to or be emotional towards and stuff like that, or just be like you can act towards.
Hmm.
Yeah, but It's one of those movies that it was really good, and especially how the story and how it was done and everything, and moving on. Monster director Patty Jenkins will reportedly helm Wonder Woman post the departure of the last director.
I think she'll do good. Just don't give her a tiger and we're good. Okay.
Yeah, keep your there's a time and place for creativity. When you're working on something that has a devoted fan base and is supposed to be canon, don't do it.
Don't know. Yeah.
Moving on to your department.
Science. Science news. Man volunteers for world's first head transplant. So we talked about this a while ago. Well, not too long ago.
At least a month ago, I think.
That sounds about right. So a doctor wants to do a head transplant, but a lot of doctors in the community are saying it cannot be done. So there's this guy who is now in his 30s, I believe, wants to volunteer for the head transplant. And he has a disorder, a muscular atrophy disorder.
Yeah.
So he was diagnosed when he was 1, I believe it was, and he's 30 now. And he deteriorates, or his muscles are deteriorating every year, and it gets worse and worse and worse.
Mm.
So he's not in the best condition. He can barely like do anything on his own, just functioning, movement, whatnot in general. So he's saying in order to have any kind of a chance at a better life, you got to do something about it. So this is him doing something about it. So he's volunteering for the head transplant. Did it say when it's supposed to happen? I don't remember.
I do not think so.
Okay.
It says he trusts the physician to carry out the 36-hour operation, which touts an estimated cost of 11 million US dollars.
Yikes. Yeah.
But you have to understand that I don't really have many choices, he said. If I don't try this chance, my fate will be very sad. With every year, my state is getting worse.
Yeah.
It says he can barely control his body now. I need help every day, every minute. I am now 30 years old, although people rarely live to more than 20 with this disease.
Mm-hmm.
If you want something to be done, you need to participate in it. And I mean, this type of thing, yeah, I agree. I mean, if he's already lived longer than he was expected to. I mean, same with Stephen Hawking, really. But
Yeah.
and if this works, think of the implications. If this works,
Yeah.
you could. It's technical immortality, in a sense, because you would need. Well, first off, you would need a body. And what if we? The interesting thing, I was actually talking to my coworker about this, about how if this works, you could, and if you could clone a body of yourself, I mean, obviously it would be a dead body. It wouldn't be conscious body, and it would just be there for spare parts, basically.
Yeah.
And if you were able to do this, create a clone of your body, and take your head and put it on that body, then you could technically, if you had the money, obviously, because $11 million for the transplant each time. But if you lived forever, you'd probably accumulate a lot of money.
That's true.
Just think of the interest in your bank account. That being said, there's a lot of things. If it does work, I can see a lot of religious people coming out against it.
Oh, well, they like, yeah, I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, I don't really want to get into it either, but it's something that's going to happen. If they do this, I mean, even if it doesn't work, the religious people are going to be like, that's sacrilege and all this other type of stuff, even before they do the transplant.
Yes. Just the idea.
Just the whole idea of it is going to get people up in arms. all the religious zealots and stuff like that. It's just like,
Yeah, but I mean, even well, we hope it works.
yeah, I
Um,
mean, it would be a great thing if it works.
yeah, so we'll have to see how that goes. Um, so kind of similar in the lines of a health science news. In the future, spider silk may help grow your replacement heart. So right
Very
off the bat,
cool.
I'm not a fan of spiders, so I was like, but I mean, this is actually really, really cool. Um, so
Spider silk might actually be the key to unlocking extra super strong materials, though, if we were able to find a way to figure out how. Because to scale, spider silk is stronger than steel.
yeah, it's 5 times stronger than steel, and it's twice as elastic as nylon.
So
So
if we were able to create a material with properties similar to spider silk, I mean, space travel would be a no-brainer. I mean, we would be able to this new space suits, new, but then you have to think military is going to be the first to
oh,
capitalize on that, obviously,
yeah,
and
I'm sure.
police forces and stuff with the super ballistic vests and all that sort of stuff. And but yeah, I'm not gonna get into that.
Another topic for
Talk
another day.
talk about the good. Talk about the heart thing.
Yes. So anyway, um, so spider silk, doctors might one day be able to use it to grow you a new heart. So growing new organs and tissues outside the body is the bleeding edge of biomedical research. If doctors could grow replacement hearts or kidneys from a patient's own stem cells, then that patient would no longer have to face the agonizing prospect of waiting to find a suitable donor, which is just an agonizing process and a long wait to begin with. The risk of organ rejection would become nil. But there's a lot of R&D to be done before we get there. One initial challenge has been finding a scaffolding material to grow organ tissues on, something that's not toxic and will impede cell growth and will not itself be rejected by the body. And that is a pretty tall order. Um, Spidron fibers have already proven themselves a useful substrate for growing tendons and cartilage. Researchers at the Moscow Institute for Physics and Technology decided to see whether spidroin, am I saying that right? Spidroin, grown in the lab via genetically modified yeast cells can also be used to grow cardiomyocytes, the cells that form heart tissue.
Your guess is as good as mine.
For their experiments, yeah. For their experiments, the researchers seeded a I'm going to say spidroin, fiber matrix with neonatal rat cardiomyocytes. Within
Neonatal.
neonatal, yeah, you're right, cardiomyocytes. Within 3 to 5 days, a layer of cardiac cells has formed. Follow-up tests determined that the tissue was able to contract synchronously and conduct electrical impulses, just like a normal heart tissue should. So this is cool. We're still far off from actually having this be an actual thing and an actual process.
Hmm.
Uh, but if it does, again, it's 5 times stronger than steel and twice as elastic as nylon. So it's far better than what we already have going on.
Yes, definitely.
So that's pretty cool.
I have talk about having a strong heart, right?
Oh yeah. And then again, that leads back to like, being basically like you can't die. Like you'll just like grow your own body parts and then they'll be stronger than ever. Like
Yeah.
we have a crazy future ahead of us.
I'm just saying, I am going to volunteer when they start doing transplants into cybernetic bodies.
I'm sure you would. I can totally see it. As long as we can stream it, we'll live stream it.
Sure, why not? I'll live stream the procedure.
All right.
Taking my brain, put it into a brain case, and then putting it into a cybernetic body.
News.
Oh
Scientists
no.
have discovered
What is
evidence
going
taken
on?
from the Gale crater using NASA's.
All
What are
right.
you doing?
Sorry about that. My page just started
Uh,
speaking. Anyway, uh, moving on. Oh, so this story was probably my favorite of the week. Uh,
Yeah, this doesn't sound like a cover up at all.
yeah, mysterious radio signals came from microwave oven, not outer space. So these quote unquote mysterious radio waves apparently just showed up out of nowhere in our telescopes, and scientists were like, "Oh my God, aliens!" But now they're saying that it was just a microwave.
Yeah, because everybody knows radio waves and microwaves are the same, right?
Right. No, not even a little bit. So, to basically a little backstory on radio waves, the big radio waves that go through space, we communicate, they're like 100 yards, so a football or more long. Microwaves are also used for communication as well, but they're way, way, way smaller. The biggest ones are like a foot in length, typically being only centimeters long. So I would like to give these scientists the benefit of the doubt that they know the difference between waves. Um, so I don't know. Like, I don't really understand how you can mistake microwaves with massive radio waves. Like, I don't get
Yeah,
it. And
especially since one cooks food and the other one doesn't.
well, yeah, I mean, they're two different types. They do different things. They're measured differently. They're clearly insanely different sizes. And I would like to think that this is the first time that they've used a microwave. Like,
Yeah.
how did they just mysteriously, like, oh, well,
Unless they just recently got a microwave installed in the detection room or
well,
something like that.
if even if they did, they can't be the first scientists ever to be like, hey, we use microwaves. Like, some other
Yeah.
scientist out there has used a microwave and they understand these things because they just explained it like, well, we discovered when you open the microwave before the timer's gone off, the radio waves come out and they emit, and we can do it on command. Like, that's great, but it's not, no. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's one of those things.
It's just one of those things.
One of those silly things that don't make no sense. Or is a one of the worst cover-ups in history.
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. But whatever. You guys do you. Like, we don't know you're already covering stuff up.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
at this
Anyway.
point, there's no point in freaking hiding it. Just come out with it, please.
Like, they're, like, basically every major nation has come out saying their governments are like, hey, aliens exist. Like, this is what's going on. Maybe they don't tell us everything, but, like, don't, like, lie. Like, everyone knows by now. I don't understand the point in it. I mean, I know they say, like, if they were to tell us, everyone would probably freak out and it'd be like end of days. But I mean, at this point, we're kind of like, if you just come out and say, we're like, yeah, yeah, we know.
We kind of already know.
Yeah, like, thanks.
Everybody's already kind of like, yeah, we're pretty sure there's life up there. So if they came out and tell us, yeah, we're fine with it.
And
And
shout
honestly, just think of the things that would come out of public knowledge of that. Like, people, if they are among us, which a lot of people think they are, they wouldn't need to hide anymore unless they're hideously grotesque, horrible space monsters from outer space. But even then, we'd get used to them.
exactly. Even then, if you just like, I don't know, I was walking down the street and some weird like alien person came up and said, "Man, I need directions." I'm like, okay, cool. You're an alien. I don't know.
Even if it's a 7 foot tall with razor blades for running down its spine and fangs and claws, it just walks up to you and say like, "Hey, what's up?"
I mean, whatever. If you come in peace.
Can I get directions to 401? Yeah, thanks.
Whatever, I'm not gonna judge you. I think that's pretty cool. So,
I'd be like, yeah, but hey, what are you exactly? I want to know what you are. I mean, I'd be interested. I'd ask you questions.
he'd be like, bro, I just need directions. I don't want like 21 questions.
I'd be like, okay, all right, fine. It's just up the road.
Anyway, um, scientists find evidence of liquid water on Mars, guys.
Called it.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Scientists have discovered evidence taken from the Gale crater using NASA's Curiosity rover that Mars has liquid brine water just below its surface. Although it's been known that Mars harbors ice water, even glacial belts of ice water, scientists have previously thought that liquid could not be present due to the red planet's freezing climate. According to a paper published in scientific journal Nature, the latest findings suggest that Martian soil holds liquid brine due to the presence of calcium perfluoride, whatever, a salt that lowers, I'm bad at these things, a salt that lowers the freezing point of
Hey,
water.
you wanted science.
I love science. I'm just not good with like pronouncing these things. I mean, could be AP doing science. That's
Oh
just
God.
I'd be like YOLO, bro, because aliens and like water, swag. That would
We love you, AP.
love you. um, but yeah, so there's a salt that lowers the freezing point of water to roughly negative 70 degrees Celsius, which is negative 94 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's cold. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
analysis
that's
of
cold. That's where we'd kind of be dead cold, but
kind of. I think, yeah, there's problems, just a little bit.
at least outside without protective gear, we'd be cold. We'd be dead.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's not the only factor, though. Um, so besides that, let me fast forward since we're already talking about it. So while liquid water is thought to be one of the building blocks of life, the radiation bombarded present-day Mars is thought to be too hostile to support life as we know it. So even though there's water and there's these chemicals and stuff that could harbor life, the radiation just kills it.
Though
So
we do know of stuff here on Earth that can survive temperatures to this extreme, though.
true, but it wouldn't be life as we know it.
The water bear can survive in space with zero atmosphere, zero oxygen, and it goes dormant, but it can survive a nuclear explosion,
Mhm.
and it can survive basically everywhere we can't. So there is stuff out there that might be able to live in that water, but we just haven't gone there and taken samples of the water yet. I mean, it wouldn't be anything big. It would be a microscopic organism like the water bear, if in anything.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe one day, I guess we're working towards that. Dispersant used to fight Deepwater Horizon is actually more toxic to coral than the oil. So,
Yeah, that's kind of retarded.
well, it's not that we knew this back when it originally happened. It's more like, well, we have no other alternatives, so what are we going to do? They needed to
And yeah,
change
now
the
we're
water.
figuring out that it was actually the worst of the two options.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they needed to act fast. They needed to do something. And I think it's sort of irresponsible on our part. I mean, obviously, nothing you can do about it now. But I think we should have had an action plan, like, hey, this is a possibility. There could be spills. What are we going to do? But, I feel
Especially
like,
since there's been oil spills in the past.
yeah, it's not the first time. I just feel like everyone's got their head up their ass. I'm like, oh, nothing's going to go wrong. It was just,
And then
whatever.
boom. Oh shit.
Exactly. So, anyway, now we're finding out that the dispersant used to fight the oil spills is actually way more toxic to the cold water coral than the oil itself. Um, this is an issue since we dumped like tons and tons of it into the water to mix with the oil and I guess essentially soak it up.
Yeah, the whole thing was very poorly handled, and honestly, BP kind of got away with the whole thing with barely more than a slap on the wrist.
Yep, definitely. I mean, big money people like that, big money companies, I mean, there's a lot of politics. Yeah, nothing happened with them really. So that kind of brings us to the next topic, which is this mesh. I believe it was steel.
Yes, it's a type of steel mesh, I
Yeah,
believe.
it's stainless steel mesh. It lets water through but stops oil. So developers by researchers at Ohio State, the coating is apparently inspired by lotus leaves, which do the opposite. They repel water but not oil. The team attempted to replicate the bumpy surface of the lotus leaf by spraying silica nanoparticles onto the steel mesh and then added a polymer coating that has surfactant molecules embedded within it. The surfactants are typically used to lower the surface tension between two liquids, making them easy to separate. The resulting mesh was tested by pouring thoroughly mixed water and oil through it. And when the mixture hits the mesh, oil collects on the surface. That's the red stuff in the image above. If you throw that in the chat, people can check that out.
Yeah.
The oil can then be poured off into another container, so which is really cool and really useful considering these type of situations. So if that's possible, then the applications are promising. If you scale this up, you could potentially catch an oil spill with a net.
Which would be very cool.
Yeah, something to think about.
Definitely something to think about, and something to do, too.
Yeah, better alternatives. And that's it for science news.
I'm wondering how expensive it would be to make a large enough net out of that mesh.
I don't know. I mean, they didn't go into saying how much it cost, or, I mean, I don't know, but.
But then again, the cost is kind of not important when you're talking about saving a large portion of the environment that's essential to a lot of people and a lot of animals.
Yeah, exactly. Either way.
Because Deepwater Horizon significantly cut into the income of a lot of Gulf Coast places, specifically Louisiana, Mississippi, and other places which heavily rely on the fishing from the Gulf, you know?
Yep. And Shadow says Deepwater Horizon was on it.
Yeah, it was on Seconds from Disaster. On to uncategorized news, and this first one's a little bit ridiculous, and it's funny, but it's also ridiculous because it's like, what?
It's way too. It's so unnecessary.
So
like,
apparently, an 8th grader is being charged with a felony for changing his teacher's desktop.
Like, really, people? Really? Where was this again? It was Midwest, I want to say. But basically, this 8th grader didn't like his teacher, so Florida. He thought it was funny. Oh, Florida. There, yeah, that's right. So he thought it would be funny to change the desktop to something a little inappropriate, and rather than, get a talking to, he got charged with a felony.
Last I checked, pranks were met with like a suspension or something like that, not being charged a felony frickin' charge. And you know what? It's the teacher's fault too, because he hacked into the school's secure computer network. But you want to know how he hacked into it? He uncovered the secret password of his teacher by watching him type it in.
Which was also the teacher's last name. So it's the same thing I've been calling you since however long I've known you. Like, maybe get a better password and don't show everybody.
Yeah, that's... If anything, it's the teacher's fault for being not that bright.
Exactly. I applaud the kid.
Yeah, me too. It says the cyber mastermind was arrested but released later the same day. No one is safe.
Shadow's like, really? Yeah, unfortunately, really. Okay, if I was the parent And if I got the phone call, oh, so your kid did this and this, like, oh no, gotta go pick up Jimmy. Like, well, the cops are here. We're kind of trying to charge him with a felony. Dude, I would rain hell. Like, I hope she does something because that's insane.
Unfortunately for the kid, once his narc of a substitute saw the two men touching lips on his desktop, the school took the matter straight to the authorities. According to district spokesman Linda Cobb, the school district is in the process of changing the network password.
Oh my God.
How long the arduous process of picking a new password could take, though, is anyone's guess. Green also had access to computers with encrypted, standardized test questions stored on them. That would make more sense about why he was arrested. Though officials claim he didn't view or change the encrypted files. That would make a bit more sense as to why he was arrested, not the changing the desktop.
Yeah, but if he didn't touch them, just because you say something's there and you could have, like, he maybe didn't know that or didn't touch them.
Yeah,
so.
you can't charge someone for something that they could have done.
Exactly. So, come on, people. What are we doing?
Up next is, no, but seriously, Dove soap is bad.
Oh my God. Okay. So I had no idea, and I'm not a fan nor a user of Dove soap, but the same in the article, they're saying like it's recommended. It's supposed to be good for you, good for sensitive skin. My mom used to recommend it, like, oh, you should try it. It's so good. Like that's what she uses, and it's like forever. And I'm just always been kind of like, I don't know, like I don't think I should, and it turns out that I'm right.
Yep.
Don't use it. It's nasty.
So what did it say that was wrong with it?
Well, Dove is marketed as a moisturizer. So when you put it on, if you have dry skin, it's supposed to make your skin feel like really smooth and soft. And the reason it does this is because it's not soap like we know it, where soap is like it can moisturize, and as soon as you put the water on after you've lathered with the soap, everything just goes away. The dirt, the soap, everything. But with Dove, the oils that are mixed in it stay. So the author in the original article was saying how they used it and it just broke out their face completely with like full of acne. And it's because it's just ridden with oil, and the oil doesn't wash off. It stays. And it's like if you get like a filmy feeling and it's kind of like soft, like it's not because it's moisturizing, it's because you're filled with oil. You're just lathering yourself in oil basically, and not like a good oil. It's gross.
It says Dove, by contrast, is a log of coagulated grease with some perfume in it. When you lather it up and rub it on yourself, you're coating yourself with grease. Gross. Fuck's wrong with you? You're not an engine part. Dove soap is garbage. It does not wash things, but paints them with filth. And then the advertisements tell you that this filth is self-esteem and makes you beautiful. But nah, don't use the garbage product.
Yep.
There are many fine soaps which will clean your face, which is quite lovely and luminous when not smeared with grease, which is what Dove soap is.
Yep. It's just gross. So gross.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
But wait, are they talking specifically about the bar soap?
That I don't know, because they just said Dove, and I assumed that they were talking about the bar soap, because I know that it does leave that film feeling, like, I don't know.
The funny thing is they advertise about that it doesn't leave a film, too.
Well, I think that's because they're trying to make you think that you all of a sudden feel soft and just amazing, but it's like, no. Like, that doesn't happen. Like, if you know anything about your skin, and no. It's not a thing. I'm sorry.
Next up. I'm a fan of this one. How the quest for a perfectly rational calendar created a 13-month.
I could get on board with this. I could see if they were to change it.
I mean, it's technically the same amount of days. It's just spread out nicer.
Yeah, and then you wouldn't have to worry about like, is there an extra day? Is there not an extra day? Like, I never understood the point in that in the first place. Like how we figured that out and how like, I mean, I get it, but I mean, I just feel like it's way too complicated and unnecessary.
But what I love about it is each month starts on a Saturday and ends on a Sunday, except for December. Every month except December has 28 days, and December has 29, and the 29th day would be known as Year Day. It's basically New Year's Day.
Okay. I feel like that's cool. Like that seems a little bit more special. Like that's cool.
And it makes a lot of sense.
I think we should do this. Who do we got to talk to?
But the new month would be between June and July and would be called Sol. Sol, the name of our sun.
Okay.
And so it would be January, February, March, April, May, June, Sol, July, August, September, October, November, and December. I could get down with that.
Yeah, I feel it. Feeling it. But this next story was really interesting. Italian man's quest to fix a toilet led to amazing archaeology discoveries.
This is insane. That's what this is.
Yeah, like this is almost like I feel like I was reading this and I was like, is this real? Like, is this like a joke? So 15 years ago, Luciano Fagiano of Lice, is it? Italy, sent his sons out digging for a broken sewer line. They didn't find the pipe, but they did find a
Messapian tomb, a Roman granary, a Franciscan chapel, and even etchings from the Knights Templar.
What?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it sounds like a setup to a movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's unreal. Well, I would keep going. It gets even crazier.
Oh yeah. Let's see. In ancient cities where the new has constantly been built upon the old, archaeological discoveries by way of construction projects is not unusual. But the story of one family's quest to uncover the forgotten history of their building has a particular charm. When Fagiano first asked his eldest sons to dig to a sewer pipe, they had no idea what they were getting into. That's a bit of an understatement.
Oh, yeah.
But 1 week quickly passed as father and sons discovered a false floor that led down to another floor of medieval stone, which led to a tomb of Messapians, who lived in the region centuries before the birth of Jesus. Soon the family discovered a chamber used to store grain by the ancient Romans, and the basement of a Franciscan convent where nuns had once prepared the bodies of the dead.
Wow.
If this history only later became clear, what was immediately obvious was that finding the pipe would be a much bigger project than Mr. Fagiano had anticipated. He did not initially tell his wife about the extent of the work, possibly because he was tying a rope around the chest of his youngest son, David, then 12, and lowering him to dig in small darkened openings.
That's insane. No one was hurt, though.
Yeah, no one was hurt in pursuit of archaeology, and they did eventually find the broken sewer pipe after several years of digging.
I wonder how she just didn't know about this. Like, I mean,
I'm sure she didn't know. She knew after a couple months, but
you would have to. Like, come on.
of course they also found so much more. Let's see. Let me bring up the full article. Wow. You know what? Links in chat. You guys go read this article. This is insane. Wow. Yeah, this is insanity, but it is awesome, incredible insanity.
Awesome. Right.
Moving on to release info and announcement news. Cyberpunk RPG, The Technomancer, is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Then, go on.
I was going to say it looks cool.
Naruto Shippuden, Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 is coming to the West this year. A new Project X Zone has been announced, and for those of you who don't know, it combines what does it combine? Hold on. Project X Zone series combines popular characters from Bandai Namco, Capcom, and Sega franchise into one strategy RPG. And this iteration features characters from Yakuza, Dead Souls, Mega Man X, Devil May Cry, Resident Evil, Dot Hack, Tekken, Tales of Vesperia, and more. And it will release exclusively on the 3DS.
Okay.
Moving on to Star Wars Battlefront will be playable first on Xbox One. People aren't going to be happy about that.
Well, I don't have a problem with it.
I don't either, but there will be problems with that. People will have issues with that. And it's all thanks to the EA Access.
Yeah.
So if you have a subscription to EA Access, you get Battlefront first. Very nice. And also, due to people data mining the Battlefront website, we have a possible release date for Battlefront, which is November 17th.
Sweet.
So keep an eye out for news about it being released on or around that date. Chances are it won't be far off if it is wrong. They might just change it just to spite them. And earlier this week, last weekend, Square Enix released a teaser site about them teasing the announcement of a new game, which I called again. Because when Bearded One posted the link to the teaser, I'm like, well, let's see. It's done by Square Enix, published by Square Enix, and it has something to do with Star Ocean. And hey, guess what? Star Ocean 5 has been announced for PS4 and PS3. So
Hashtag Honey knows everything.
I have good deductive skills. What can I say? And common sense. I'm sure there was a lot of people that called that too when they saw that. Insomniac's first PC game, Slow Down Bull, is coming soon. And it's Insomniac weird.
Good.
It's weird. Definitely weird. Then the HBO renews Veep and Silicon Valley. For those of you who watched those, and it was like right after their premiere too. They got renewed. So.
Oh wow.
How to Train Your Dragon Netflix series is coming in June.
Cool.
Project Cars, you know, the thing that's been delayed 3 times already?
Yeah.
They say we can now guarantee a release date for Project Cars for the 8th of May for PS4, Xbox, and PC.
Okay, that's pretty soon.
If they keep it.
True.
Um, Shooter Screen Cheat is coming to Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And NBC has revived the long-gestating Emerald City series by giving it a 10-episode order.
Mmm. Pretty good.
So, hopefully we'll get to see that. I wouldn't mind seeing a series based in the land of Oz.
Definitely, for sure. They did one that was like loosely based off of it. I can't remember the name.
I know Sci-Fi did a mini series called Tin Man.
That's,
That was pretty
I think
good.
that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
That was done by Sci-Fi Channel when they were doing rehashes of old stuff.
Yeah.
They did Alice in Wonderland, they did Wizard of Oz, and then they did Peter Pan. And I gotta admit, the Peter Pan one was probably my favorite one. It was called Neverland, and it was basically the origin story of Captain Hook and Peter Pan. It was so well done.
Awesome.
On to the bonus round. We're early. It's only 10:46.
We're making perfect time. It's how it should be.
This is what happens when there's only two of us.
It's how it should be every week. We're making fantastic time.
Bonus round. The E3 2015 games list continues to grow.
Oh, E3.
We are officially in pre-3 season.
Yes, we are.
And it has been confirmed, by the way, that Kingdom Hearts 3 will be at E3 this year.
Uh,
I'm looking forward to it.
oh, yeah. I for sure have been waiting for the Kingdom Hearts 3 for a long time.
It's been, what, over a decade?
Probably.
Because it was it was pre-last generation. The last core Kingdom Hearts game didn't come out, it came out on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
So it had to have been before 2005, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Or on or around 2005. So that's when the new console... Well, that's when... Actually, probably 2006, because Xbox 360 came out in 2005, the Wii and PS3 came out in 2006.
Okay. Yeah. So somewhere around there.
Either way, it's been about a decade since the last core Kingdom Hearts game came out, and it will have been a decade by the time it does come out, because I don't think it's due out till like next year or the year after.
Uh, Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be at the end of this year.
No, that's maybe. I'm not sure though. I know Final Fantasy is due out by the end of this year. Final Fantasy 15.
Well, that's what I last heard, unless they changed it.
Let's see, where is it? Pull this up. Release dates to be announced. They don't even have a quarter of when it would be coming out. Alright, but anyway, the list is as follows. Assassin's Creed Victory, Borderlands 3, Broforce, Crackdown, Crossing Souls, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, The Division, Doom, Enter the Dungeon, Fable Legends, Forza 6, Gears of War 4, Halo 5 Guardians, Homefront 2, The Revolution, Just Cause 3, Kingdom Hearts 3, Lego Jurassic World, Mad Max, Mario Maker, Mass Effect 4, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, Minecraft Story Mode, Telltale Games, for those of you who are curious about what that was, Mirror's Edge 2, Naruto Shippuden, Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, No Man's Sky, Persona 5, Quantum Break, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Rock Band 4, Ronin, Scalebound, Shin Megami Tensei X, Shin Megami X Cross Fire Emblem, Star Fox for Wii U, Star Wars Battlefront, Star Wars Visceral Project, Titanfall 2, Uncharted 4, Thieves End, Until Dawn, WWE 2K16, Xenoblade Chronicles X, and Yoshi's Woolly World are all that have been either confirmed or rumored to be at E3 this year.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Just to interrupt you really quick, I got a message that Lizard Squad allegedly is back, and they took down Xbox Live, and PlayStation could be next if they haven't been hit already.
Okay. Oh, there goes, if that happens, I was going to record tonight. Maybe I'll just record something on the computer.
I don't. It's just so obnoxious. Like, do you really have nothing better to do? Like, really?
Whatever. Continuing on to the bonus round. DC gets surprising response from Marvel after saying goodbye to New York. This I thought was really sweet because it just goes to show that yes, they're rivals. Yes, they compete against each other, but it's all friendly competition. So, in response to DC Comics' tweet, thanks New York City for being part of DC Comics history for so many years, and special thanks to everyone who's worked here over the years. Marvel responded with a gif of Groot wiping a tear from Rocket Raccoon's eye.
That's so cute.
In other words, we're sad to see you go.
Oh.
And actually, the subtitle for the article is Frenemies Till the End.
Oh. How cute, you guys. Adorable.
Today, when DC tweeted a heartfelt goodbye to New York, Marvel replied to their biggest rival in a surprisingly genuine way, an emotional gif of Groot wiping away a tear of Rocket Raccoon's eye. As announced in 2013, DC is moving its editorial office from New York to join the rest of its departments in California, all in an effort to have all their operations working together alongside one another. Next up is Russia's outlawing celebrity memes. Go wild, guys.
Crazy Russia.
In Soviet Russia, Russia memes you. That didn't make any sense, but whatever. I didn't think that through all the way.
It's okay.
No, in Soviet Russia, memes outlaw Russia.
There you go.
That was very offensive. I apologize.
I love how after the fact. Oh, man.
It was just like a perfect opportunity to do that. And moving on, LG accidentally reveals its leather-clad G4 weeks early. It looks good.
Yeah.
I'm curious about the specs, but it looks good.
Well, I'm sure we'll see pretty soon.
The next one's your department.
NASA gears up for Hubble's 25th anniversary.
Yes.
So happy anniversary, Hubble.
Yes, very, very cool. And hopefully we get that James Webb telescope up and running soon. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be really cool. Despite the fact that it was supposed to have been launched in space and working by now. But hey, whatever.
Only the good.
The next one I'm excited for. Vizio's new line of 4K smart TVs start at $600.
600. That's pretty good.
That's insanely cheap for 4K.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the $600 version is, I believe, a 43 inch model.
Okay, good size.
And that said, those with a bit more cash to spend can go all the way up to an 80-inch display for $4,000, which is still cheap.
Ooh.
That's still cheap, though, for an 80-inch 4K TV.
Yeah.
Considering a Samsung 60-inch 4K Ultimate HD TV is $4,000.
Money to blow.
So that's actually really good. Very well priced, and I love Vizio. Vizio makes really good stuff. I have Vizio in my room. I bought a Vizio for the downstairs living room.
Awesome. Yeah, they're pretty good. I like their displays and they're good quality.
I think it might be time for an upgrade.
You're like staring at it now like,
Yes, I am. Moving on. Time Warner Cable boosts internet speeds to compete with Google Fiber, but only in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Gotta start somewhere. I mean, I guess better now than never, Time Warner.
Competition is only a good thing for consumers.
Yep.
But it says as Google continues to expand its high-speed fiber internet service, competitors are being forced to up their game. As Time Warner Cable has announced, it is increasing internet speeds free of charge for those in Charlotte, North Carolina. In an effort to hold on to subscribers following the announcement that Google Fiber would be coming to Charlotte, Time Warner revealed that consumers in the region will soon be able to enjoy internet speeds that are up to 6 times faster without paying an extra cent.
Good.
Users who subscribe to the standard 15 megs per second package will see a speed boost up to 50 megs. Likewise, on the extreme or ultimate plans, will soon be able to enjoy speeds up to 200 megs a second or 300 megs a second, which is still nowhere near Google Fiber's 1 gigabyte a second. But baby steps, I guess, right?
We're getting somewhere, I guess.
I'd also like to point out that 300 megs a second isn't even half a gig per second.
Yeah, everyone needs fast internet. Like, it should just be a thing everywhere.
But Google, when Google Fiber was first announced, everybody was like, nobody wants 1 gig per second download speeds. Are you insane? But people have proven them wrong. People are buying Google Fiber, and I would too if it came to my area.
Why would you not? Like, I feel like if you have the means and it's like, hey, do you want really fast internet? Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm on the internet like all the time and I work on the internet all the time. Why would I not? Like,
especially if you're a business, I'm sure if I had to guess, I'd say a lot of the people that buy Google Fiber are business owners.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Or people like us who stream, upload, download, install, all this and all this other type of stuff consistently on a daily basis.
Exactly, because all the stuff we do is so demanding, you need it.
Exactly. It's the future. It's the times we live in, where a lot of people need fast internet to do what they do.
Exactly. Oh man, Shadow says that they only get a 10 megabytes plus the phone for 150. Who do you have, if I can ask?
I think that's AT&T, if I remember that deal.
Is that their plan?
No, wait, 10 megabyte plus phone. Jesus Christ, that's not terrible, I guess, but...
Well, see, like, I'm not really, like, I mean, I guess unless you're in an area where you really need a landline, but I feel like those are being phased out with everyone having cell phones these days, unless you're in some kind of area that just wouldn't get that cell phone reception.
Yeah.
Then that package is almost, like, obsolete. A lot of people just don't do it.
He says CenturyLink. But a lot of companies now, instead of offering a landline phone, they'll offer you, like, TV, internet, and cell phone, or TV, internet, and landline, or TV, internet, cell phone, and landline. There are those packages out there, like from Verizon and AT&T.
That's true, but even now, as we're seeing and we've been discussing, a lot of people aren't even doing the traditional cable route either. Yeah. I don't think I would. I don't have cable. It's just unnecessary.
I mean, you have Hulu, you have Netflix, and now you have Sling TV and all these other type of things. It's like, okay, I mean, I'm fine with this.
It's totally fine. I watch shows all the time, and
the way we consume entertainment has changed significantly since these formats were developed, you know?
Yeah, and it's crazy just to think how fast, how rapid it's changing, and how we're doing things differently. It's
Netflix and Hulu within the last 10 years. So, I mean, it's insane.
Well, like Shadow saying that they had better when they were in another town, and we've discussed this before, maybe a couple or a few podcasts ago, how we're talking about the whole internet thing.
Yeah.
internet's basically companies will capitalize on certain areas, and you can only get certain providers in certain areas. So, like we were talking about, competition is healthy, but if you don't have that competition and they eliminate the competition,
They
that's
can just put you in a stranglehold.
exactly. So, like for instance, me, like I moved well, not really recently anymore, but and I had the worst time. I have Time Warner Cable now. I've told you guys so many times how I hate them. Like every time I talk to them on the phone, I just rage about them. Like I just want to like I don't even I no words. But I used to have FiOS before I moved here, but this is my only.
I had FiOS when I lived in California. Yeah.
So I feel like I went from awesome, like the best, to like really shitty, but I've kind of like I've probably bitched them out enough to where it's like now I get pretty good internet and I heads will roll.
What package do you have anyway?
It's just we got rid of them for cable because I don't have cable, but my parents use them for cable.
Mm.
So they used to, but then even their fucking cable, because all of their shit, all of their equipment is so outdated and it's just refurbished that you have to either constantly replace it or buy your own. So they got
Yeah.
rid of them for that. So now I only have them for internet and I believe a landline, which I don't personally use,
What's your
but
internet package? What speeds
I
you get?
I get 50.
50? Yeah.
Yeah. And that's really good considering because we were paying originally, I think, for maybe like 20, 25, something like that. But it would be like point 0.5, point 0.1 sometimes. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I can't do shit and I'm paying money that
Now
I'm
that
supposed to be getting
now,
like decent internet.
now that
So,
net neutrality is a thing, though, I think the next thing that needs to happen is a complete overhaul of the cable system in the United States because the wiring that they use to get the
mm,
internet and television and everything to your home from uh, is outdated.
yeah,
They need new fiber wire, new cat cables, new cable in general for the high traffic that those wires get.
exactly. Like, there's a higher and higher demand, and it's just not set up for that kind of a thing. And granted, it would take a lot of time and a lot of effort, but I feel like it's not gonna lessen
It
ever.
would be
So
a
something
if anything, the demand's going to grow.
exactly. So it's something that they need to think about and needs to somehow be done.
And if they were to put it as a government project, it could be done. It would create a lot of jobs too.
Yeah,
It would create a bit of a stimulus boost
yeah,
to redo all the wiring across the United States.
yeah, for sure. Just gotta get everybody on board.
I'll call up Obama and when we're done.
You do that. You got them on speed dial, right?
Yeah,
All right. Let me know how it
me and
goes.
him best bros.
Totes.
I'll also call up the head of the FCC.
Okay. Let me know how that goes.
I got him to approve the whole net neutrality thing. I think I can talk him into doing this too.
Right on speed dial. Three-way call.
Yeah, get them all in chat party chat together.
Exactly. Anyway.
Moving on. Ah,
Anyone can buy the malware used to hack Sony.
that's just funny.
Yeah.
It's 300. It's $30,000 worth of Bitcoin on the dark web. Not much more to say about it than that.
Yeah.
Increase in radon concentration shown to track fracking activity. Just another reason fracking is bad. With like the fact that it causes earthquakes. While it hasn't been scientifically proven, each state that has approved fracking has seen a significant increase in earthquake activity since they've begun doing fracking.
Mhm.
This one's funny. Planes don't carry tanks of oxygen, so what's in your emergency mask?
This is something I've honestly never thought to think about, but Makes sense.
I'm just gonna toss this link in chat because I'm not. That's a bit of a long read, but it's a good read. It's like it makes you think about what you're kind of breathing in, but at the same time, it won't kill you. So, if anything, it's there to keep you alive. So.
Yep.
And you can take the next one.
Joss Whedon, Lionsgate facing lawsuit over the cabin in the woods. So this is kind of a big thing, I guess. I actually really liked this movie, but I guess
It was a good movie.
Yeah, it really was. Surprisingly. So the author of, it was like a book, right, originally? Yeah. So it was published in 2006. The author claims
the Little White Tip: A Night in the Pines is the name of the book.
Okay. So the author is claiming that the film infringes his copyright and is seeking $10 million in damages. It's pretty big.
Yeah. Well, take into consideration how much the movie made, and if it was actually taken from his novel, inspiration taken from his novel, I'd say he's deserved to a cut of the proceeds.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I didn't read the book, but if it really is, then definitely.
Lawsuit comes just weeks before the arrival of Joss Whedon's upcoming Avengers: Age of Ultron, which hits cinemas in Australia and UK on the April 23rd, and the US May 1st. And you can take the next one too, since that's science.
The plan to drill into the crater from the dinosaur-killing meteorite. Yes, you heard right.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
But I'm wondering how they're going to do it.
Yeah, I was trying to find an answer to that because we were discussing this before. How are you going to do that? It's not like a small little sample.
Yeah, they're planning on getting a 5,000-foot deep sample of the center of the crater, which is underwater too, so that makes things even harder, even more difficult for them.
Yeah. So.
Let's see.
So if everything goes to plan, the team will set sail in spring of 2016 to probe the crater.
I'm looking forward to what they might find.
Yeah, definitely.
Now the next things, this is my thing, but wireless charging done wrong and wireless charging done right.
Yeah, throw those in there for the chat. People can check those out.
Because apparently, the first one, Duracell apparently doesn't understand how wireless charging works.
I think they missed the concept.
It is probably one of the more ugly solutions I've seen for this type of device.
It's just odd. Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
Like, I look at it and I'm like, why? I feel like someone told them, hey, Duracell, you gotta make a product, wireless charging, get on it. And they're like, okay. So, like...
we have no idea how to do this, but we'll work on it.
Yeah, so they just kind of, like, mastered together these cubes and, like, bam! Wireless charging. Not quite.
Yeah, and then you have the circle that you have to plug into your phone to set on the mat, which then charges your phone.
Yeah, like, no, I'm sorry. I hope that didn't cost you guys very much, but I'm sorry.
Then you have IKEA, which is doing it right.
Yep. Go IKEA.
And these wireless pads can be very easily installed into your furniture. Well, not easily. You have to have some power tools, but
but still relatively easy if you got some power tools and know how to use them.
Yes.
Watch a YouTube video. Easy as that. I
And
would
then you have to, and then you put on a charging case, which goes on your phone. So instead of having a big ring sticking out of the bottom of your phone, the case actually is the back of your phone. And then all
yeah,
you do is set your phone on one of the charging pads when you have the case on, and it'll charge your phone for you.
yeah. So essentially, it looks like a little like coaster holder or whatever, and you just set it on top and charge.
Yeah.
Really cool.
And it
Uh,
looks like they might have some furniture with it with the charging pads pre-installed too. So,
oh, that's a really good idea.
and it says for a single pad is $28. For one of the long oval triple pads is $65. And the cases they have one for the iPhone and one for the Samsung Galaxy, and the cases range from $15 to $25.
Really, really cool. Really,
Reasonably priced.
yeah.
And moving on, we are actually almost done.
We are. So speaking of phones, want to find your Android phone? Maybe you lost it in this new couch, the IKEA couch. Just gotta Google it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, go to Google and put in where is my phone, and
yeah.
it'll give you GPS. It'll activate your GPS and tell you where your phone is,
Hmm.
and you can actually ring your phone from Google, and
Yeah.
it'll set your phone to max volume. So even if you had it on silent or vibrate or whatever, it'll go max volume and ring for 5 minutes until you hit the power button.
Very, very
I
cool.
actually tried this out and it works. It's
Did you?
cool.
That's
Yes.
cool. Very cool.
I had my phone on vibrate or silent when it's on most of the time, and
Hmm.
I went to I googled my phone. The first time it's like GPS not active, but then when you go through it and it'll activate the GPS and everything like that, and then it'll you can have the option to ring your phone, lock the phone, and erase your phone.
Ooh.
So if your phone gets stolen, you can erase it, or you can lock it if lock it too if you want, or I don't know.
All right, cool. Good job.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool. Love that idea.
Let's see. It is the Google thing. Where is my phone? I have to check that now.
I think so.
It's
Find
find my phone.
Oh, find my phone.
Yeah, type "find my phone" into Google, and it will do that for you. Again, it's really cool. If you do lose your phone a lot, which I know there are people out there that do lose their phone a lot, my dad being one of them. This feature is awesome.
Zachary, where's my phone? Oh. So do you just have to have GPS on? That's it? And then,
If you want, if for the GPS part, yeah, I'd imagine, but you don't need the GPS on to ring your phone.
okay. Cool.
Very cool. And a great thing to have, definitely.
Yeah.
And this next one is there's an iPad app. MakerBot has an iPad app which will turn your drawings into 3D printable models.
Very cool.
Very, very cool.
I'd do it.
And then this next one, this is insane. Blazing fast solid-state drive flash drives are finally available in half-terabyte capacities. So if you want a thumb drive that has 500 gigs of space on it for who knows why,
Reasons.
reasons. It doesn't say how much they are, but that's just insane. That's really cool. They transfer transfer speeds topping at an impressive 433 megabytes a second.
Wow.
And, okay, it's a little under half a terabyte, actually, because they're finally available in 480 gig capacities.
Oh, it's actually, okay, so it's $600 when available in a couple of weeks.
All right. That's a lot.
This is funny. I'm sure some people would do this. With all the time you'll save not waiting for file transfers, you could easily take a second job to afford one. Worth it.
Pricing and availability: $599. What a steal for the 480 gigabyte version. $199 for the $240 gigabyte version, which is a lot more reasonable if you ask me. And then, so wait. It actually costs more to upgrade, because if it was just double the 240 gigabyte price, it would be $400, not $600. What? I think they're trying to rip somebody off.
They'll probably change it. That always happens.
Because the 120 gigabyte is $119. And the double that is $200. So
Yeah.
why is double the 240 version more than double the amount of money? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Yeah, Shadow's like, that's like a hard drive. Yes.
That is a hard drive.
It is a hard drive, but in your pocket.
Yes.
Not just no longer in a backpack, but literally in your pocket.
Well, I have a portable hard drive that could probably fit in my pocket. I'm not going to unplug it now because it would kind of screw things up, but
Yeah.
I also have a portable hard drive plugged into my Xbox One, too.
Yeah, same. But very cool.
Yeah, it's very, very cool.
I'd get one if I could afford it.
Yeah, but I can't afford that. You kidding me?
Yeah. One day.
$600 for a 480 gigabyte thumb drive. All right. That's our show. Thanks for watching this week's Nerd Nation. It was a little sparse. We're kind of missing 2 people, but shit happens. Thanks for watching this week's Nerd Nation, your source for all the news you need to know. Remember, we go live every Friday night on Twitch at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and if you miss an episode, you can always catch up on past episodes on the Nerd Nation YouTube channel, which is in the tabs below the video right now. So until next time, have a good one and stay nerdy. Ash, do your outro.
So, as you guys know, Ashley Archaic, I have a gaming channel, youtube.com/AshleyArchaic. Lots of Let's Plays, lots of good times and laughs. Go check it out. It's awesome. Yeah.
And I'm going to do a little pitch for AP since he's not here. AP does mostly Minecraft builds. He does various other games as well. He streams a lot on Twitch, so check him out on Twitch as well. Oh, all the links to all of our YouTube channels and Twitches is also down below. So give us a subscribe, give us a follow, and it'll be much appreciated. And as for me, I do a little bit of everything. Xbox gameplay, PlayStation gameplay, computer gameplay, ranging from indie to AAA, and everything in between. Bearded One, who's usually down in that corner over there, is usually found on my channel as well. We team up for various things, mostly Grand Theft Auto, though we might also be teaming up for Mortal Kombat content as well. Again, that's content with a K. Aside from that, yeah, you guys know what to do. And we'll see you next week. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next time. Oh, that was a good one. That was a bit of a short one, but it was a good episode. We kind of stretched it out a little bit with the bonus round.
Yeah, but I mean, it was still good.
Yeah. See you next week, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show. Have a good one.